This is the Spotlight segment. Stay tuned for premium interviews, device unboxing and more.
And now we move on to our Spotlight section. And I'm delighted to say for our Spotlight section that we are joined by Saqib Shaikh from Microsoft, my former school friend, incidentally. And this is absolutely huge on Android. The app Seeing AI has been released, something we've all been waiting for literally years. Now, Saqib, when we start interviews, I ask two questions at the start. One is a little bit about you. One is about the company. I'm gonna stow the second question. I don't think you need to tell us about Microsoft, but tell us a bit about you and how you came to be at Microsoft in the first place.
Oh, thank you so much, Ed. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, so we went to school together in a city called Worcester back in the UK. These days, I recently moved to Seattle in the USA, at least for a while, but in many ways, I still consider England home. So, yeah, I was always into technology and all that good stuff. And Microsoft ultimately worked on a whole bunch of different things. But one day, there was a hackathon which kind of means that you can make anything you want just for fun. And I started playing around with AI, which is what I studied back at university, and figured, what is the latest AI that could help a blind person? Lots of years ago, when AI wasn't really a thing in the public consciousness. And then, that got some attention, and I was eventually, in the privileged position to be able to start my own team at Microsoft, which was amazing to get that kind of support from a big company. And then, we came out with the Seeing AI app some years ago on iOS and now on Android.
I'm very excited about that. I think probably most people listening will know this, but in case they don't, can you tell us a little bit about what Seeing AI does and what its features are?
For sure. So I think initially described as like a talking camera app or like a visual companion. So you hold up your camera phone and it will start telling you what it can see. We have different channels which you switch between to get different types of information. So it will start reading you text straight away. And it will just read absolutely everything it can see, which can be a lot, but it's a really quick way just to scan around for signs or to go through envelopes in the mail and stuff like that, through to really precise scanning of a document, or recognizing handwriting as well, and product recognition, currency recognition, and of course identifying what's in any photo, whether that's one you share with Seeing AI from another app or one that you take with the camera, and even more. Ultimately, we split it into these channels for different things you want to do. And I gotta think it was one of the first apps of its sort. And what's really exciting at the moment is we're going through this whole new wave of AI, because as AI and other technologies improve, we keep bringing it into the app. I often think of it like a bit of a conversation. We're talking to the scientists at Microsoft and academia and elsewhere. We're talking to the blind community to see what the challenges are, and then thinking what are the experiences in the middle. So recently we added even richer descriptions and the ability to chat to Seeing AI about a document, for example. So I can talk more about that, but a lot of cool stuff at the moment in AI.
And what because AI, is obviously very topical at the minute. Are you able to tell us what AI is powering it right now? Is it Chat GPT or is it something else, or are you not at liberty to say?
Yeah, it's a combination of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff at Microsoft, and then there's also, of course, GPT, which Microsoft has a big stake in. Well, Microsoft's stake in the company OpenAI, who makes GPT. Which is the technology behind Seeing AI, ChatGPT, and so much more.
Saqib, you're now in my backyard, and I'm mighty proud of that. Now we get to eat lunch one of these days. I'll give you a whole lot of bad time when we meet. Just kidding. But welcome to Seattle, and hope this becomes your new home and you stay here. But Saqib, now let's talk about this seeing AI. Of course, it just made things easy for blind people. And I recall my friends on the iOS, which I call the Fruitvale land, used to kind of taunt me about it. Hey, you're on Android. You don't have the goodness that we have. And so, we find a way, and I think it was you or maybe some other guy I contacted. I think it was maybe even about Soundscape. And yeah, they were going to look into it, and it never happened. And I kind of got PO'd with you guys. Let's be frank here. And so after 6.5 years, here we are today. Saqib, could you tell us what was it that kept you away so long? I think a lot of Android users are aching to hear as to what the reason was, because some have just become downright angry about it, over the years. And now here we are, and it's better late than never. So take us back down that memory lane and, talk about things that were not possible and things that were kind of standing in the way until now.
All right. I'm gonna watch my words here. No, we always wanted to bring this to as many people as possible, and by the numbers, especially today, Android is huge. But if you go back to when we started, we were like, okay, which platform first? And back then, there were some stats that said, especially in the US, 70+% of blind people used iOS. And the numbers have changed. Talkbacks got much better over the years, and so on and so forth. The thing is, ultimately, we had a team of 3 people at the beginning. And it was not feasible right at the beginning to do both. So we prioritized the iOS first. And we are now in a fortunate position to have a team that can make and maintain an Android app that works on the variety of devices. And there's, so many different devices and camera types and stuff that, yeah, I'm very excited by Android, but it's also a complex ecosystem with, and again, the fragmentation's got better over time, which makes it a bit easier than it was in the beginning. So yeah, we've always wanted to do it. And it's always been a personal frustration of mine that we could not have done this sooner. So excited that it's out there today, but it's definitely been a long time coming, and really appreciate the community waiting with us.
We forgive you, Saqib.
We do. We do forgive you. And the other thing as well, the good thing about Warren's question, like it was annoying for the differential years, we might call them, but now it probably doesn't matter, does it? Because it is here. And what it will help do in particular, I mean, I think it was a great app anyway. When I was on iOS, I used it, and I'll use it now I'm on Android. Its acquisition of text is quick. So, but what it will also do now it is here, I think, is help smooth that transition for people switching between 2 operating systems. So while you might have been beaten up, possibly even on here, about why it didn't come to Android,
yeah,
that question is going to cease to matter, because now it's on Android. So if you come to this like post seeing AI release as opposed to pre saying AI release, then it won't matter, will it? Because now it's here, and the folks that come to it later won't know that it ever wasn't.
Yeah, did you notice the sunshine come out and the birds start singing? And
yeah, sunny uplands exactly. Of seeing AI.
Just kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good one. Yeah, so we're excited to see that you are here. And, John was relating a story. I'll let John talk about that story. And it just basically summarized what that is all about, because, we've been kind of PO'd in the past, but now it's here. But John, you want to tell that story? I think that's a brilliant story regarding seeing AI.
Sure. Yeah, just yesterday. So I'm in a few different groups on Facebook related to blindness, and a lot of them are not tech related, but people always ask, what should I get and what phone should I get? And people are always saying iPhone. And I'm always in there defending, like, you don't have to get an iPhone. Like, if you want an Android phone, that's accessible also. But somebody specifically said just yesterday, you're going to have to get an iPhone because you're going to want to be able to use Seeing AI, which is a great app for blind people. And that's not available on Android. It's only available on iOS. And all I did was I responded to that comment with a link to the Play Store to get Seeing AI. So I'm glad that now I can have that as a defense to, like, no, you don't have to stay on iOS, because believe it or not, that has been a reason that people stay on iOS.
I love that story, and choice is so important. As you said, that we want to get the capabilities, the sort of benefit to as many people as possible, regardless of what phone you choose to buy. And that should, you should have access to the technology regardless of where you are. So I think your story really underlines that.
So first of all, I want to welcome you. I'm glad to be in this chat. Actually, I was excited about Seeing AI when it was released for Android. I'll not comment about the delay because it is better to come late than not coming at all. So yeah, but actually you did it very well. I think the first version is really promising. So everything's working well. So yeah, this is the first positive thing. However, I have some questions. First of all, I'm a Lebanese person, so I represent here the Arabic community, you should say. Unfortunately, despite the great OCR capabilities of Seeing AI, Arabic is not supported. So are you having plans to extend the support so Arabic will be among the languages that this great OCR capability will work on?
Arabic is something we really want to do. Right now, there are very few Arabic text recognition models which run on your phone, which is an important part of something like short text reading so quickly. So yes, we want to support Arabic, but it's really a case of all the technology being there. And I think that's such a key part of it. If there were some parts which were not available, we might think, oh, we'll release half of the features in some languages. But yeah, would like to hear your thoughts about that as well.
Well, I think the most important thing is to support as for optical character recognition, because actually, really, Seeing AI is able to do something great. So in English, I'm talking about the English text. So if you are able really to let this happen with Arabic text, this will be great. Yeah, actually, Arabic is a hard language. The fonts, the variety of fonts, the way it is written. Yeah, I know it is a challenging language. However, if you are really willing to go for that, I'll be of the people who will be very much keen to work with you in beta testing stuff. And yeah, so I think if you are able to let it be like the English engine, it will be something really great.
Thank you. And yeah, we keep to look at that. And as we can get the technology for Arabic, especially for the short text, real-time Arabic recognition, we will definitely be in touch.
Yeah, thank you. And the second question is related to AI. So you are now having the image recognition. Actually, if we compare it to the Bing chat, for example, which is also using GPT-4, and it is from Microsoft, I mean the Bing chat. So it is more detailed. Yeah, it can't detect people. Yeah, but it's more detailed. So are you going to add something more detailed, like to use the capabilities of GPT-4 more to get a more detailed description, as well as the ability to ask follow-up questions?
Yeah, there's definitely both scenarios we have in our mind. Have you tried tapping the more info when you've taken a photo?
Yeah, the more info button does give more. It's certainly more than like the two faces. That's what I was just gonna say. Kareen, do you think the more info button gives less than something like
Yeah,
a Be My AI? I wasn't sure it did.
look, I didn't try Be My AI until now because actually I'm not going to try it until it has the share capability, which is not
Hmm.
having right now. So, but actually, the more info is giving details. However, if we compare it, as I said, to the Bing chat, okay, forget about people because seeing AI is able to describe people, Bing not. But I'm talking about the other details. Actually, Bing is still able to give more details. So
So I
I think,
think
yeah,
ultimately the technology is going to keep getting better. Already we have much better, richer descriptions than is currently released. And so, over the upcoming weeks on both Android and iOS, you'll see those descriptions will just keep getting better. And the reason it's different is because these newer generative AI models have this tendency to hallucinate and tell you things that are maybe not there. So in Seeing AI, we also then put some extra layers to make sure that what it describes is the kind of things someone who can't see is more interested in, and that it's got the right level of reliability, etc. So that's why they're not exactly the same. But I tell you that some of the descriptions I've been getting on our latest internal versions is absolutely incredible. And I never thought we'd be at this point with AI where you can get such rich, vivid descriptions out of a computer, well, a phone.
I know what you
yeah,
mean about
absolutely.
the hallucinations. I pointed it at the screen and it said, "Warren is a handsome fellow using a non-pixel phone." Like it's lying, isn't it? It's
Oh,
hallucinating.
oh, brother. It's always got to do this. That's how it goes.
So first of all, I also want to say thank you so much for coming here with us. So my question is, since Seeing AI is available on Android and a lot of people are going to use it, will it get any benefits for the AI to recognize things better? Because the more images gonna teach AI.
So, if I understand your question right, are you asking about does more users make the AI get better? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So in Seeing AI, we are very careful right now that we do not save your photos. A lot of companies do this, where they will store everything you give them and train new AI. We felt it was important for our community that we did not do that. Certainly there would be benefits if we did, but for privacy and to know that, if you're reading something, Microsoft does not get to see that. Even when it comes to our servers, it goes up to the cloud, gets processed, and is gone. So that is one important line that we draw.
So I'm just wondering, now that we have it on Android and we're gonna let the past stay in the past, will we have feature parity now with
Warren
iOS?
isn't.
So
Warren isn't letting that stay in the past. He's gonna raise it every time he ever
Well,
talks about
I just need to beat up the boy. That's all.
but this is my question. Will we have feature parity? So if something's added to the iOS version, will it also come to the Android version, or will we still have to wait a little while to get it?
So many things will be done. So I think the majority of things will be parity. There will be some things which are iOS only, but I also imagine there are going to be some things which are Android only. So it's going to go both ways. And today, there are two things, for example, which we only have on iOS, which is the built-in photo browser, because we couldn't get the same experience on Android. And the other one is our 3D world channel, where we use augmented reality to tell you what's around you with spatial audio and to let you do indoor navigation. So those are two features which right now are not there on Android. And if we find a way, we might bring them to Android. But there are other features which Android technology enables, which iOS does not. So it's going to go both ways. But the vast majority of features, like really the majority are both platforms and will continue to be.
So, for example, if new languages were supported, they would be probably most likely be supported on both platforms simultaneously.
Yes. And there are some that might even be Android first. You never know.
Yeah, what I think you heard you promise, Saqib, was the next new feature is coming to Android first.
You never know.
I'm joking. Obviously. I'm just teasing you.
I'm really excited about this application, this specific application, and I'm using it a lot since it was released. So I have 3 points, only small points I want to ask about. First, about light detection. So currently, it is using beeps. Is it like in the works to have a tell you as text the amount of lighting in the room, or at least the current lighting state, instead of using the beeps, or at least to have them both?
That's an interesting idea. We have not sort of thought of that or had that feature request yet, but we can certainly think about that. So you would prefer to like have a percentage of light, like, or I guess, what is light measured in? Lumens.
Lux,
Lux,
or
yeah.
lux or lumens? I don't know.
Lumens.
Yeah, these are all good ideas and things we can add to our wish list to think about.
Yeah, at least you can, like, if you don't want to let it state the measurement, it can like say dark or light or whatever,
Yeah, and that's just because sometimes you don't want to listen to the tones, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I'm not a fan of this way, and I think it will be more accurate for a person to know the amount of lighting by text, at least for me. Yeah, the last 2 points, I promise they will be very small questions. Regarding the AI, the problems with AI, and you were talking already about the hallucinations, and we already like faced this with apps and with AI services. So are you able to get to a point where you or the service or the app will tell you the description accuracy? So it will tell you, for example, that it is likely that this is something, or it is unsure about this, like to remove the overconfidence of AI and to have it be more neutral when trying to describe stuff. Is that possible?
Funnily enough, it was more possible in the past. I think the previous sort of wave of AI technology often had this sort of mathematical notion of confidence, where it would be able to tell you how confident it was about a result, and we would incorporate that into, oh, it's probably this, it might be that. What's interesting is this new wave of generative AI, like GPT, is what we're experiencing is that it's can be very confidently wrong, and so we definitely would like it to tell us how confident it is, so we can tell the user, and that's something that I imagine may or may not come over time. It's like a science question that people are definitely working on.
Yeah, the last thing, actually about beta versions, are you managing, or are you planning to have a public beta version, like people can join the betas of the app in order to send feedback and stuff using Play Store, or you will keep the betas thing closed?
Right now we have the closed beta as well. No plans at this moment for a public beta.
Okay.
But we definitely want to hear everyone's feedback, and then we'll iterate on the main version. So you can always email us seeingai@microsoft.com or from within the app.
Now, Saqib, talking about what Karen said, I think it was her second question, or maybe the first one about light. I think it would be a cool one to know whether the light is a colored light. I mean, like, this is Christmas time now. I'm sitting here and I have these lights that has a bulb that has different colors. And so it would be nice to know that, hey, the light in here is blue or is green or something like that. So I can see where Karen is coming from. And I think that will make a whole lot of sense if that's doable.
Oh, I love that. That is an amazing idea. Thank you.
See, I don't think you need that because the scene will do that. Like the light detector tells you whether there's light or not. I don't think the light thing needs to do that. The scene would do that, wouldn't it? Like if
It
you
would, I
had
think, if you
twinkly,
took
yeah,
especially
Yeah,
with like
I
the
don't-
more info on
yeah. I'm
like
sure
a house
that,
with a string of lights.
yeah, I'm sure the scene would do that.
Yeah, that's true, though. It may be that the scene feature would tell you what type of light is in there. I'll
I
have
think
to
it
try
would.
that to be
I think it
sure.
would. I'm sure it
Yeah,
would.
I think it would.
But I do like this is dark. This is scary. The percentage that Kareem said. The monochrome, not monochrome because the color doesn't matter. But is the light on? Is it off? Is it dimmed? Is it dark? Yeah, I like the idea of text around that. But yeah, I'm not sure you need the colors.
Now, you talked about that feature, the one that has the real-time thing, letting you know what's around. So would you not be able to do that, say, on a Pixel phone that has the Google Core stuff? Saqib, what's wrong with that? Or maybe Samsung devices. I know it's not going to be able to support every device out there. We have so many Android devices, like you said earlier from the start, the fragmentation. But of course, I've always argued that fragmentation in Android actually is its strength. Now, wouldn't you guys be able to kind of develop these for phones that have capabilities, UWB and all of that, to use that feature?
Yeah, beauty and diversity for sure. And never say never. So it's just like I say, it's the World channel, which we decided we'd rather get this out there sooner without the World channel rather than trying to figure out if we bring this, how we do, and which features, which devices. So again, never say never, but there might be some features that come to some phones, but that's all for the future.
That's fair.
It's amazing to have your support and others get the word out there, because we've already had an incredible reception in the past few days, but my aim is to get this out there to all the people who could benefit around the world. Right now we're in 18 languages. We're going to double that to about 36 early next year, and hope to bring this to more and more people all over the world.
Yeah, and what's interesting is on version 1.0, people are already putting it in the top 2 or 3, so it's landed well by the looks.
I say, it's really doing well on Android. So I didn't install it until yesterday, and I actually like it because I'm comparing it to what I have on the other side of the aisle, and performance is the same. And for first, version, it's just absolutely good. So you guys did your homework, and the beta testers also did a good homework. And so I'll congratulate both you and the people that beta tested that app. And they did a great job.
Yeah, I've no idea who the beta testers were, but congratulations to them, whoever they were.
Thank you very much. And yes, thank you to all the beta testers.
I just want to say I like it so much that I've already kicked Google Lookout to the curb. So no more Google Lookout for me. I have it as a backup, but now I'm going to Seeing AI first.
So yeah, everyone, add it, download it, install it, add it to your launcher.
You're listening to the Blind Android Users podcast.
It is exciting to see what has happened with Seeing AI.
Yeah.
Within a few days, you see lots of downloads. And so you guys can now be rest assured that we have lots of Android users. And so I am glad to see you guys on here, and we'll be having a party just for you, Saqib.
Thank you. But yeah, and this is just the beginning, right? Because we're at this exciting moment for AI where the things that we've got in the scene, more info, descriptions, and also the question and answer, the chat interface for the documents. Those are the latest things we brought out, but that's just the beginning. There's so much more that you're going to see over the upcoming months and years, ultimately. Yeah. So, in a sense, it's one of the most exciting times in AI and bringing AI to help the blind community in particular.
So, Saqib, this is my last question for the day. Of course, we're going to have you come back on here now that we know where you're hiding at. My last question, however, has to do with offline capabilities. Why wouldn't I be able to use this offline, even with mundane stuff? I'm not talking about things that need AI, but for example, I just want to scan a little piece of text and all of that. I noticed it would not do that. And now, no, John says he kicked a Lookout to the side. On the other hand, however, Lookout will let me use things like that offline. Would there be a possibility of just simple text? I'm not talking about big stuff, but just common mundane stuff. Why can't I use it offline?
You should be able to. Let me just double check in case there's a problem and we'll fix it. But short text, color, light, product
short text does. Document scanning does not.
Yeah, document scanning does not, and the scene recognition does not. Those are probably the two biggest things which don't. And if it's a new product, then the product recognition needs to go to the internet the first time. So, yeah, there are some things which need the internet, but quite a few of things that don't.
Yeah, short text definitely works because I did it today when I saw Warren's message.
Okay, I didn't do that because I was trying to do a document and it didn't do it, so I just assumed. So I'm glad that it does short text, because most of the time, a lot of us are not really scanning documents, but I just get a little piece of mail or I want to see what's on this piece of paper, blank or not blank. I think so. If that works, that's good enough for me.
Short text does, yeah.
Yeah, and that's often like what I use for I pull out to quickly read stuff, and then if I want really much more accurate recognition and maybe formatting and stuff, then I'll go to the document channel because, the results are the latest AI way better, but the short text is good enough for everyday stuff as well.
Well, Saqib, this has been absolutely beautiful having you here. And even me, I was not happy with you. I'm happy with you today. Is there a way people can reach you, or just the feedback that one could give from the app is good enough? A lot of times, some people want a different way of reaching people, but we could reach you or via the app, or how would you prefer people reaching you?
Yeah, totally. If someone hasn't got the app yet, go and download it from the Play Store, but a quicker link is seeingai.com/Android, redirects you. And then you can email us seeingai@microsoft.com, or via the app. They go to the same place. So excited to hear from you, and just hear what you think and what you'd like for the future. And this is really a collaboration. So thank you to all the testers who've been testing it so far, but it's really now to the community. Like, let us know what you want, and I look forward to inventing the future together.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.